One day I'll be free from the chaos. Let these tears bring me serenity. All I wanna be is free. All I wanna be is free. Give me the strength to just be. Balance is necessary. Look a little deeper, you'll see. Serenity is already in me.
Hello and welcome to the Naramore Virtual Art Show and Celebration. My name is Gail Selhorst and I am the Visual and Performing Arts Manager for Seattle Public Schools, which includes the Creative Advantage, our citywide initiative to establish equitable access to arts education for every single student at every single school. It's a partnership with the Office of Arts and Culture and over 100 organizations like the Seattle Art Museum, which is our primary partner for the Naramore Art Show. We want to take a moment at the beginning of our show to acknowledge that we are on the ancestral land and the traditional territories of the Puget Sound Coast Salish people. And I'm lucky to be here tonight with my co-host, Raina Mathis. Raina is the Assistant Educator for Teen Programs at the Seattle Art Museum.
Thanks, Gail. It's so great to be here to celebrate all of the amazing artists here in our community. And right now, it's especially critical that we amplify the voices of our young people and find ways to gather when we can't be together right now for events like these.
Normally, Naramore is at the Seattle Art Museum. I just had an aha that we should tell people that, Raina.
That's true.
We're still in a pandemic. It's a year later, and we're still here, and that's why we're in the studio here with you tonight celebrating. I do want to give a little background on why we call it the Naramore Art Show. We've been doing this program since 1985 to celebrate the success of our visual art students at the middle and high school level. It's named after Floyd A. Naramore, and he was a visionary architect and a strong supporter of public education. He designed over 22 schools in our city, buildings like Garfield, Cleveland, and Roosevelt. So tonight we are honoring Naramore, and we are also honoring our students for the creativity and care that they've given in their artwork. There are some themes that have emerged this year as we were going through and we were looking at all of the artwork, and we were listening to the student testimonials, which you'll get to hear tonight. Three things came true. One is art as activism. Another is art as identity. And then the third is art as healing. Over and over again, students talked about how making art during the pandemic has helped them. The ability to explore their identity, to make statements about the conflict and change that needs to happen in our society, and to move beyond that towards affirmation of self and others. Very liberatory insights that really are an expression of self and community.
We love that. Yeah, and you're going to see all of those themes reflected in this year's show, which is comprised of 179 artworks from 17 middle and high schools, supported by 22 visual art teachers. And I always sucked at math in school, but I know that that's a lot of good. That's a lot of good.
That's a lot of good.
So similar to last spring, students submitted artwork they've been working on at home through remote learning. And you can also share your artwork with us on Instagram at the hashtag #ArtistsOfSPS, which you'll find somewhere on the screen here. So whether you are a fifth grader, a high school student, parent, teacher, teaching artist, we would love to see your work. So please share it and tag #ArtistsOfSPS.
Yes. We already have some postings and they're looking good. I want to thank our artists, of course. And I also want to thank our families and caregivers who have supported these artists in their creative endeavors, as well as supporting all of the people in their homes and communities during this pandemic. It's been a big lift for all of us, and we are surviving it. I want to thank our educators, our visual arts teachers. You have gone above and beyond this year and in years past, but particularly this year, to support your students, to be flexible on new and different ways in which to engage in the medium of visual arts, and to serve as mentors of the young people in your classes. At this time, we know that because of the challenges we've all had over this last year, there are people who should be with us that are not able to be with us. Whether that is because of a loss due to COVID or a loss due to the violence that is happening in our society. As we've heard, we're in a pandemic within a pandemic. So Raina and I would like to take a moment of silence to think about and to celebrate those that we love in our community that aren't with us.
Thank you for taking that moment with us. It truly does mean the world to us to be here in this moment, to grieve together, but also to celebrate with each other. And that's what we're here for tonight, to celebrate the young, incredible artists in our city. So without further ado, let me tell you about what we got going on for tonight. So we have some guest speakers, incredible student video diaries, and all the music that we're playing tonight was created by the amazing musicians at Totem Star, a partner of the Creative Advantage that supports a diverse community of young recording artists to learn music and life skills through mentorship and meaningful relationships.
Yep. Raina, I am so grateful for your partnership with the Seattle Art Museum. Even during the pandemic, we have collaborated to pull this show off between you and Anna Allegro. Hi, Anna, who is the Senior Manager of School and Educator Programs. And I also am grateful for Katie McKellar. Hi, Katie, who's the Naramore Coordinator and keeps us on point for this show. So, Raina, could you say a few words for us on behalf of Seattle Art Museum?
Gail, I'd love to. To do so, would you mind stepping off stage for a second just so I could speak to the audience?
Oh, yes, of course.
You know, we are always so honored to be a part of this partnership with SPS. Pre-pandemic, my favorite part was seeing the artwork when it first came into the museum. And Gail and the gang and I, we would just look at all of the artwork when we really should have probably been putting it up, but we just got distracted because this is art that always just makes you pause and in your tracks and reflect. And you always, you laugh, you cry, you really feel with this work. And so it's such an honor, really, to be a part of this program. SAM's mission is to connect art to life. And a lot of our lives have really been on a roller coaster this year, to put it kindly. And art was there through it all. I saw young people harness the power of art and creative community building to rally and stand up for each other. And SAM values and honors the voices of young people, and we believe in the necessity to make the arts more accessible, and especially to aspiring artists. Through the powerful work of the Creative Advantage and our partnerships with SPS and throughout the region, we hope to empower creative youth expression and encourage community learning, connecting, and growth. Over a year into a global pandemic, and the biggest lesson I learned personally was to know who your community is and to really hold them close. Seattle has a beautiful art scene, and I got mad respect to everyone who saw the ugly in this world and turned it around and put something else out there that was better and beautiful. And I hope that you continue to do that because we really need more of it. So yeah, thank you for sharing your art with us. Okay, Gail, do you want to come back in?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, I do. And you know why I want to come back in, Raina? Because we are very lucky to have our new superintendent, Dr. Brent Jones, say a few words to our students and community. Dr. Jones is a great supporter of the arts and has been one of our leaders in the Creative Advantage. He understands the necessity for students to have access to a quality arts learning, education, and experiences. So here is Dr. Brent Jones.
Welcome to the 2021 Naramore celebration. While we're unable to be together in person this year, there is so much brilliant student artwork to showcase, and I'm glad we can celebrate it together virtually. Enjoy the celebration, and I look forward to seeing you all in person soon.
Thank you, Superintendent Dr. Jones. As a creative city, we value your partnership. And coming up next is our first video diary from an artist from Cascade Parent Partnership. I love that school. Can I say that?
Mm-hmm. Say that.
After that, we'll check out the middle school artworks while listening to Home by Charmaine.
Hi, my name is Valentine Falconer, and I go to Cascade Parent Partnership. This year in art class, we created these book art sculptures. This is my book art sculpture. It's titled Winged Tears. As you can see, it depicts a little girl with wings made completely out of paper. Her background is a tree, and there's about 100 flying creatures surrounding her. She's mourning a grave, and there's a rim of butterflies all around the edge. This medium was a lot of fun to work with. It was a little challenging to figure out how to roll and fold all the paper to create what I needed, but all in all, it was very fun. I cut out about 100 little creatures, and as you can see, there's birds and butterflies, and if you look really carefully, there's even a few fairies. This was all in all a very fun project, and I really loved working with book art.
Here I am, unafraid, standing tall. I'm gonna walk away. Here I am, unafraid, standing tall. I'm gonna walk away. Screaming became a language in this heart, alive, hoping one day we'd find a way out, alive. We've been through so many battles people don't know.
Hey, Wanda. Hi. Ah, hello there, Mr. Mustache. Get out. Okay.
Wow, Gail, can you believe that? That was incredible. Who is teaching Seattle middle schoolers? And where do me and my stick figures sign up?
I know.
Okay. Well, speaking of powerhouse young people, I am so stoked to introduce tonight's keynote speaker. Carlin Newhouse is a poet, educator, MC, and performer. She is an Adobe Creativity Scholar attending Howard University, a National Young Arts finalist, 3-time Youth Speaks Seattle Grand Slam champion, Youth Speaks, and ranked 4th in the 2020 Women of the World Poetry Slam. Okay, that was a lot, right?
I know, it's hard with a mask.
Her work has been featured on platforms such as Button Poetry, the Seattle Globalists, the Kennedy Center, and more. Her deep love for poetry and arts education is only matched by her commitment to social justice, youth empowerment, as well as personal and collective healing. Carlin believes poetry is a form of activism and tool for raising awareness in hopes of making the world a safer space.
Carlin.
Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. I'm so excited and honored to be here today to celebrate the work of the young people in the Naramore Art Show. Your work is both beautiful and transformative, and I'm so proud of you and all that you've accomplished. As someone who can't draw a straight line with a ruler, I've always been so impressed by people who can take canvas, charcoal, or clay and convert these mediums into beautiful creations. Don't get me wrong, I'm an artist in my own right. Some people pick up a pencil to sketch. I use mine to write. And I've been writing ever since I can remember. Poetry's always been important to me, but it didn't become a critical part of my life until about middle school. As a thick, Black girl growing up in the Northwest, I always knew I was different, but that became solidified when I began being bullied for my skin and weight. I experienced extreme depression, and eventually my parents enrolled me in online school. While this was a critical first step to healing, it was also the most isolation I had ever experienced. My world shifted, and it was in those moments that poetry became my escape, my refuge, my counselor and best friend. My pages were the only ones who were never judgmental. And maybe you feel that way about your sketchpad. In this past year, I imagine your world probably shifted in more ways than one. But in this happened, you turned inward and expressed outward. You saw the devastating impacts of COVID and police brutality, but instead of becoming deflated, you created. For many of you, your artistry became a mirror to the environment you saw around you. And for some of you, it became a portal to something more than this. You saw paintbrushes and saw possibilities. Perhaps artistry is the possibility to see beyond, to imagine better. I think all artistry is about analyzing the world we see around us and imagining something better than this. For our communities, but first, for ourselves. It is in this process that we set ourselves free. I'm a prime example and living proof of the freedom and future that artistry can create. I took my poetry from the page to the stage, and it never let me down. I started performing, competing, and creating across the country. I'm 21 now, and I'm a poetry teacher, and I work in arts education. I also attend Howard University, the most renowned HBCU in the United States, thanks to the Adobe Creativity Scholarship, a 4-year program that encourages and supports young artists attending college. I had had so many opportunities to be able to share my work in spaces I never expected, and to be honest, it still surprises me sometimes. Like when I have the opportunity to speak to people like you. But every time I write lets my dreams take flight, soar to new heights I never thought possible. Through artistry, everything is possible. Never forget how critical your creativity is. Your artistry is both the power of the past, the present of the moment, and all of the potential of tomorrow. You are the historians, the healers, the hope. And I'm so proud excited, and have so much faith in all that you will create.
Woo! Carlin, thank you. I know, I am so inspired every time I hear you talk. I feel like I need to do more, be better, get more creative. I could listen to you all day, and if I weren't the age that I am, I would want to be you when I grow up. So we are going to move on to some more art. Next, we'll see video diaries from West Seattle and Franklin. And we're going to view the medium of painting while listening to Child of God by Cobb. And then we'll watch photography while listening to Canary by Mirabai Kukithas. Enjoy.
Hi, my name is Amelia Buck, and I am a junior at West Seattle High School. Art has always been a very present part of my life, whether it be through the art of music or through the physical art of drawing and painting. My little sister is an artist, and so is my dad, which is probably where I got my love of art from. For this piece that was chosen for the art show, it's a piece that I did in Miss Sloan's art class at our school. It's a watercolor still life based off of a photo of our choice. Usually I stick to pencil drawings or acrylic paints, so watercolor is a little out of my comfort zone. So it was interesting that this was the piece that got chosen for the show. Art to me is a form of self-care. Everybody, especially teens, have been really struggling with their mental health during COVID-19 times. And in my opinion, art is a great form of self-care. I'm a strong advocate of taking care of your mental health and taking care of yourself, especially during these times. And art is a calming, comforting thing for me to do when I'm struggling with mental health. Thank you for choosing my piece for the Naramore Art Show.
Hi everyone, my name is Tira McConan, and today I'm here to show you my two paintings that I've been working on during quarantine, and these two are the ones I did recently, and I am new to this art and painting world, so I'm a beginner. My first one is, I named it Unseen of My Beauty and Talent. The inspiration from that came from just Black women in society just being unheard, unseen of their true talent and what they can do and how much power they have, but people are not able to see that because they are constantly told what to do, what to say, how they should dress. And in the painting, you will also see her right shoulder is like crooked and not really right, which shows people just putting all that pressure on her, which is why it's to the side and it's not really right. But that's one of the things, the meaning in the art. My second painting is the name of Overcoming My Self-Esteem. You will see that there's different colors. There's red showing anger, blue sad, red happiness. But on top of that, it shows that she is able to overcome and be happy and enjoy her life regardless of how she feels or what people tell her. And that is my inspiration. Why I love painting? Because I love painting because it's like my own little world. I can paint whatever I want, whatever I need, how I feel, without people telling me, oh, you should do this, or you did that wrong. I can tell my story or tell how I feel about certain things without having to talk through my art, and I feel like it has a message and people understand if I don't feel like talking. And yeah, it's just like my own little world. I can be happy, do my own thing. That's why I love painting. That's all I have for you today. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Yeah. What the channel saying? Hey, said we back and we back, we back and we back, said we back and we back, we back and we back. Yeah, never been about the money and the fame. I'm from the south of Seattle and just trying to change the game. Praising to the Lord, know we rock 'em on the chain. They call me COG, promise that I'll never change. Never been about the money and the fame. I'm from the south of Seattle and just trying to change the game. Praising to the Lord, know we rock 'em on the chain. They call me COG, promise that I'll never change. Yeah, never been about the paper. tryna make it by, seize the moment, I'ma take her. Reppin' West Coast, but not reppin' with the Lakers. New Taylor suit with a smile, but a faker. Yeah, know we really bout that business. PLP, never catch a brother ignorant. Yeah, been away for a while. Too busy living life by the quarter of a mile. Yeah, in the meeting with my God. Been trying to find myself in those who are down to ride. Trying to make the best out of all that I've been given. Cause I'm trying to turn my music into how I make a living. Southside chillin' and we feelin' it. Walking through the city and just listening to music. Trying to find peace as I'm living in a war zone. 3847, yeah, that's what we call home. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe in God cause I always know he's down the ride. If you feel me, put your hands in the sky.
Hi, I'm Anna Purcell, and I go to West Seattle High School, and I'm a senior this year, and I took photography class for the first time as one of my electives, and the first project that we had to do was our personal project, so we could photograph anything, and it could be about anyone, and so I chose to capture my grandma and how COVID has impacted her life, and I wanted to kind of capture her space, because I think that a person's environment can tell you so much about who they are as a person, and I think that the little things stand out the most, so I wanted to kind of show that through my project. And it wasn't until pandemic where I kind of noticed how beautiful and warm her house was, and how the darkness of COVID kind of washed away this warm vibe to her house. And I wanted to also capture the photos in a way where the audience sees my grandma without actually seeing her face. So I took a lot of photos of items in her house that meant something, and I also wanted to capture her in her natural state. I wanted to kind of take photos while she was doing her daily routine and stuff, and my favorite photo is her playing cards. Anyone in my family knows if you go to grandma's house, she's probably playing cards on the kitchen table, looking out at the water. So yeah, I knew I had to capture that, and she always says solitaire is her pastime, and I think it connects so perfectly to the theme of this project, which is COVID, and how even though she's at home, she's just playing cards. And I love how every element in the photo kind of ties together. I think that there's a sense of warmth throughout the whole photo. The cards are tattered, and the towel's old, and her hands. I love my grandma's hands. I think that it adds so much because her hands been through so much. Her hands have seen so much. So I really wanted to show that in the photo, and I love how the photo also tells the audience that she's not very materialistic. She's probably had those cards forever, and that towel, and I love how everything kind of ties together well in that photo, and I love how it says so much about her, and you don't even see her face, because none of the photos I took of her have her face in it, because I wanted to really emphasize how a person's environment can allow you to see that person even though you're not really seeing them. So yeah, thank you.
I'm little and I'm yellow-bellied, dark-eyed, never quiet. At least my hair is soft and feathery, and all this soul I have, you couldn't buy it. I saw a Subaru commercial yesterday, and I cried, 'cause there was a dog who grew old, and it was implied that he died. 200 feet deep in the dark, carrying a spark to see how I'm the first one sensing it. Cause I'm just a little sensitive. I'm a canary in a coal mine. I wanna fly away, fly away. But there's no air in this coal mine. But I will sing today, sing today. But my throat is tight, my voice is dying, and I'm scared of the dark. Wish I could be with my friends flying. Wish I could sing like a lark. But I'm sick all the goddamn time, and that's fine. It's just my wings feel heavy and my brain's not mine. But that's fine. 200 feet deep underground, the silence sounds deafening. I'm the first one sensing it. Cause I'm so damn sensitive. I'm a...
Wow, you know, these video diaries are exactly the kind of voice and reflection we really need right now. So I'm so excited that we're going to see a couple more here in a second. Next, we'll see video diaries from West Seattle and Franklin. Then we'll view three-dimensional artwork while listening to Move On by Wykes. Then mixed media and digital art while listening to Can't Help It by Zoe Roberts. And we'll close with drawing while listening to Canvas by Zozer. Enjoy.
Hi, my name is Ari Bashi. I'm a junior at West Seattle High School, and this is me. So my piece is a mask that is based off of me as a person, and a few of my identities kind of rolled into one. I'm a black gay woman, so I've got a lot of perspective on the world and a lot of interesting things to say. At least I think so. Art has always been really important to me, especially in the past few years, starting in about 8th grade. It's helped me get through some tough times, as cliche as that does sound. Expressing myself really does help me feel like I have something to contribute to the world, if that makes sense. And that's a really powerful feeling. And in my opinion, humanity is at its best when we are free to create and express ourselves. And if art is the way to do that, then I'm all for it.
Hi, I'm Mylin Wong from Franklin High School, and I have submitted 2 pieces into this art show. The first one is called Yellow Fever. It is a depiction of stereotypes put onto Asian people. The 3 people in the picture have yellow skin and small eyes, slightly resembling rats. And the cherry blossom tree in the background, while it usually is seen as a symbol of beauty and springtime, has been replaced with the COVID viruses instead of the beautiful blossoms. I started this piece with a layer from an original piece that probably dates back to around the Qing Dynasty, maybe the mid-1600s to early 1700s. And I then layered on top using a digital program called Autodesk Sketchbook. And for my second piece titled Fetish, I did the same thing with the layering, except for my bottom layer was a rendition of a portrait of Chen Yuan, who was a famous Chinese concubine. And I modernized her a little bit to cater to the fetishes of what people believe Asian women are and how they are seen in media, especially with the recent Atlanta shootings. And so to pay homage to the people who were lost in those shootings, I put the gold spa sign in my background. Thank you.
Just a fool, don't know any better. Can't keep my eyes off of you. Oh,
Hi, my name is Mina Wilborn, and I'm here to talk to you about my portrait drawing. This drawing was really new to me. The style of drawing, I never really tried realism, as I didn't really do much drawing beforehand in the first place. But taking this drawing and painting class at my school, I was taught the techniques, and I went into this project pretty hesitantly. I wasn't sure if I would do it well or be able to create what I wanted, but I got in there and the process of drawing and blending was really therapeutic, and in the end I created something that I'm really proud of and proved to myself that I can create realism and I can do whatever I put my mind to when it comes to my art. This project also really spurred a lot of inspiration for me to do more art in my life aside from my class. And so that's one of the reasons why this piece is really important to me, and why I'm really proud of it. So thank you.
No one really knew what I was into. No one really knew if I was okay. And no one really knew what was my issue. But what can I say? I'm being the way I am. 'Cause in the end, I paint my own canvas. I know my true colors, I know my shades, and there's no gray in my own mixture. So there's no reason to make a change. I paint my own canvas. I paint my own canvas. And no one really knew what you're into. And no one really knew if you're okay. And no one really knew what was your issue. But what can you say? You're being the way.
That's it, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight to celebrate the artists of Seattle Public Schools. Please take good care, stay safe, stay healthy, stay sane, and make art in any way you can.
I know we can't wait to open the museum up to more visitors, and hopefully we can do Naramore in person next year. Until then, please stay masked up, be kind to yourselves, and take care of each other. Thank you, Gail, again for including Sam in this special event every year, and to, of course, everyone who joined us here tonight. We'll close out with Peace of Mind by Nakai. Thanks, everyone.
Good night, everyone. Post on hashtag Artists of SPS.
Woo!
Yeah.
One day I'll be free from the chaos. Let these tears bring me serenity. All I wanna be is free. All I wanna be is free. Give me the strength to just be. Balance is necessary. Look a little deeper, you'll see. Serenity is already in me. Don't look at me with those lost puppy eyes. You never apologized. I'm working on forgiving you. Did you forget me? How could you?